Okay, folks, let's celebrate the 909 day together, and for this video I decided to only take 909 drum machines or 909 samples to do all of my stuff. I've used Experimental Sounds DM999 in the past. I will skip this, and there's a simple fact, 999 out of a German mouth sounds a little bit like Adolf, and I don't want to sound like this man. So in this video I will try to only use Jackbox 7R909. This is the older device of them too, and I will use 909 samples for that, all the different samples that are in the Reason sound banks, to make a whole beat of it. I tried to cover this with my voice as much as possible, but this isn't a tutorial video, this is just me giving me a fun little challenge. I will start by using Drum Sequencer because it's the obvious reason to go now, and let's check if the samples align. And the problem with this is we are locked up to 8 sounds, but we got more in our 909. So what we could do is just drag another drum sequencer and initialize this, and just pick the next note. So G1 is the last note we play on the first, so we will take G sharp, then the next one should be an A1. We just continue the scale. Okay, that should be enough for that moment. I would start by just making a simple drum pattern here. Okay, this should be enough of a drum groove. Now let's come to the fun part, because the 909 is only a drum sequencer or a drum sampler. We have a problem finding melodies because there's no long content we could sample off. Let's try some moves here. So we could use Mimic and reset that patch and open up some of the 909 samples in here. This should be okay. So we drag this into our Mimic sampler. What we do now is set a new start point and enable looping, and we could So now we got our first element of the song just by looping something out of a Lizzy tone. Let's check the waveform here. Maybe we could filter this a bit. So now we got our synth. We could lower its pitch. Okay, this was a little bit... Maybe set this to high pass. To give you some information about that, I'm not that typical 909 guy. I'm used to making hip-hop beats, and 909s aren't that common in hip-hop. I barely used this in the past 10 years. but I'm very familiar with the workflow and tricks I could use to make clicky sounds into pads or basses or synth leads or something like that. Let's keep this simple and short, and let's make a bass line out of this. So we take our bass line generator for that. And maybe choose another preset here. And to give us a little bit more flexibility, we would automate these bank changes. If you notice, as soon as I click on this, the patch totally switches up, which gives us another vibe, but we are able to automate this and make something cool out of here. So okay, I guess this has to go here, and maybe let's try something like that. Okay, this is cool enough of a bass line, so we got a little bit of variation here. Let's send our drums to track, and let's send our bass line melody to track. The next thing to do would be maybe some keys or something. So we duplicate our bass layer and get rid of the copy of bassline generator here. And now we tried the opposite. So we, instead of pitching it down, we pitching it up 12 tones. And maybe change the filter a bit. Maybe let's get another starting point here. Okay, this sounds a little bit like a harpsichord. Let's incorporate a little bit of reverb on that. Maybe around 20. Okay, this works fine. Our bass line was in C major. No. That's not C major. Maybe let's fix this with and selecting the notes that are definitely in the MIDI notes. This sounds okay to me. Maybe we should effect this a little bit more by using a sidechain effect. So we take our sidechain tool. By raising the dry wet amount on the reverb, we get a little bit more washed out sound, which could be good in combination with the bass. Maybe a little bit louder. Our drums sound a little bit dull, so we would just take out the snare and get some effects on that. And maybe let's And now we self-vocode our sound by using the right channel, which isn't normally in this equation. We only got the left side, which means we got a mono sound. And if we incorporate the right side to anywhere, this means we get the same signal out of left and right to stay a mono signal. And now we could self-vocode it with that. And in equalizer mode we could decide how many bands we have and how our sound sounds. Maybe a short little verb or delay effect here, but we mostly will use the space verb. Maybe let's change something in the dynamics of the kick drum and the toms. Let's get a little bit random here with pulverizer. Let's get a little bit random here with pulverizer patches. All the way wet. Okay, this preset lifts up our toms a little bit and gives the kick a little bit more crunch. Okay, let's get some other stuff going. So we copy our drums here and make a new patch, make a new pattern where we delete most of the stuff here. Find some other 909 samples that are suitable for making stuff with them. Let's take this sound and make a riser out of it. So we drag it into place where we want this. Something like that should be fine. We reverse it, maybe make it a little bit quieter, and now we got a simple riser. Which is cool on its own, but we can do better with that. So we copy our sound or duplicate it and make it longer. Make it very long and maybe a little bit quieter. And now we try some effects on here. I think this is the perfect situation to go into the Reason library. We go to the Reason library and into the factory sound bank. And here is these all effect patches. And here we are greeted with some very old but very good effects. And we will try some of them. So we got Multi-FX and we take maybe advanced mangling. And let's hear what it does to our riser sound. Okay, maybe this was a little bit weird. Let's try some other patches here. So this sounded pretty cool, but we should automate this bandpass frequency here. Bring it down at the beginning and raise it until here. Something like that. And maybe we should automate the dry wet. Try something like that. Okay, I guess this sounds cool enough. And maybe drop the dry wet. Let's take a gain tool, automate the gain here. Go down here because we got our messing crash here. So we got a smooth transition between those two. We also could do something like that for this purpose. We could easily do more, but I'm already 45 minutes in right now and I have to do other stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something today and could take away some ideas for your next beat or for your next production or project. If so, please leave a like and a comment down below. Feel free to subscribe if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. This helps me a lot and helps the channel growth. Happy 909 Day to everyone and have a great day. See you next time. Bye.